called me up one day and said, hey, got a car we want you to look at. Maybe you might be interested in it. I said, well, what is it? He said, it's a 68 Roadrunner. I said, well, I already got a Roadrunner. I got 69 Roadrunners, brand, it's a year newer. And he said, well, it's convertible. I said, oh, okay. And they said, it's a Hemi, 426, 4-speed, convertible. One of them stories that you just kick yourself in the butt and wonder why you did what you did. Well, this is mine. Back in 1974 or so, I was 17 years old. High school, I had a 69 Roadrunner, B5 blue, 4-speed, 383 car, beautiful car. Now I had traded that for I had traded my 55 Nomad Highboy with no motor for the Roadrunner. Of course, being 16, 17 years old, I got to have something to drive. And then had no money to finish up the Nomad. So I traded it for the Roadrunner. It was a running Roadrunner. And but everybody knew that I liked Roadrunners. I liked Mopars at the time. And so the guys that I traded the Nomad for the Roadrunner for called me up one day and said, hey, got a car we want you to look at. Maybe you might be interested in it. I said, well, what is it? He said, it's a 68 Roadrunner. I said, well, I already got a Roadrunner. I got 69 Roadrunners, brand, it's a year newer. And he said, well, it's convertible. I said, oh, okay. And they said, it's a Hemi, 426, 4-speed, convertible, 68 Roadrunner, Hemi. And I'm thinking, wow, okay, got to check it out. So I get my buddy Brian. I have him take me up there because I had no money. Had no money for gas. Every penny I had went for insurance. Man, I think I paid probably $200 or $300 a year back then for the Roadrunner for insurance. And my parents didn't pay. They didn't pay for my insurance, didn't pay for my gas, didn't pay for my registration, didn't pay for nothing. I was on my own. You want a car? You got to insure it. You got to do everything your own. So I worked at the Great American down across from the school. I would go to work every day after school. Actually, I only had a couple of classes at the time, and I would go to work at noon and work from I think noon to 4. So I'd work 4 hours a day. But every penny that I got for working went into the car. Either I had to pay for the insurance, and I might have had a couple of bucks left for gas. Now gas was 50 cents a gallon back then, 45 cents a gallon, something like that. And it was starting to go up. So I went from like 50 cents a gallon to 65 to 75 cents a gallon. And so, like I said, I called my buddy Brian. I said, hey, take me up to, I think we're going to Westmoreland or something like that, way out. And I said, we're going to go look at a car. So we get there, and there it is, a red 68 Hemi convertible, white top, white interior, 4-speed car. And it had this great big clear plastic hood scoop. It looked like somebody took a hammer and a screwdriver and cut out the hole in the hood for the scoop. Now, it wasn't a really cool looking scoop either. It was just this big, gaudy looking scoop. So I said, all right, we'll check it out anyway. So I'm looking at it, and it's not bad. Not bad at all. I think it probably had aluminum slots all the way around it. So I said, all right, let me take it for a ride. And he said, well, you can't take it down the road because there's no insurance and no plates. I said, well, where am I going to drive it? How am I going to see what it is? And he said, well, you can drive it out back in the field. And we're out in farm country. So it's all right. So take it, fire it up. It sounded really, really nice. I mean, that Hemi was throaty. And them dual quads. So no air cleaner. No air cleaners on it at all. So I fire it up, turn it around, go out back behind the guy's house, out in the field. First gear, second gear, and I'm sliding this thing around. And got it up in the fourth gear, and I'm like playing dirt track driver. It was mud flying everywhere, But it wasn't bad. It wasn't bad at all. So I get back out in front of the guy's house and shut it off. And I'm sitting there thinking about it. Now it's $200, and $200 is a lot of money back then. So I said, I don't know, gas is going up, 75 cents a gallon. I got my Roadrunner now, my 69, and got one 4-barrel. This one's got two 4-barrels. I know I'm definitely going to go through a lot more gas with the Hemi than I am with the 383. And I know it's going to cost a lot more to have it insured because at that time, that's when they started getting down on performance vehicles. A lot of guys were getting away with saying it was a satellite or, whatever. But they started using the VIN codes, like an A12 car. They knew that was a 446 pack. So whatever the VIN number said is how they ended up doing your insurance at the time. Like I said, they didn't do that before. A lot of guys had Corvettes, and they would go, yeah, just a 67 Chevrolet. And the insurance company would say, okay, yeah, no problem. Because we didn't get collision or anything like that on our cars. All we could afford was just liability, So I said, you know what, I can't do it. I can't do it. So I had to turn down 68 Hemi, all original, except for the hood. Numbers matching, 426, 68 Hemi Roadrunner Convertible for $200. And I really don't want to think about how much that car would be worth today. But hey, I probably wouldn't have it anyway. There were a lot of cars that we had over the years that we just got rid of. I mean, those cars were everywhere. I mean, heck, the guy wanted $200 for it. Guys were taking Hemis out and putting 383s or 440s in them. Some guys were putting small blocks in them because of the gas, So, and that's why there were so many Hemis laying around. But yeah, that was my kick myself in the butt story. That I turned down a 68 Hemi Roadrunner Convertible for $200. And but if you guys got another story like that, put it in the comments and let us know what your kick yourself in the butt story was or is, because I'm sure there's still some stuff going on today that people go, I don't want that, and then you go, why didn't I buy that? But that's just the fun of being a car guy, all the stuff that you turned away. So I figured I'd share that with you guys. All right, we'll see you guys later. Take care.